All right, Chris Clark here from GamecockCentral.com and Garnet Trust, bringing you another Garnet Trust exclusive with South Carolina quarterback Colten Gauthier. Really excited to have him here with us today, right in the midst of spring ball. And we're also going to be previewing a really cool event that we've partnered up with Colten on here at the Garnet Trust. We'll give you those details here in a little bit. But first, Colten, tell us a little bit about spring practice. You're right in the middle of it. I know as we record this, you guys wrapped up a practice this morning. Give us a sense how things are going.
Yeah, we just finished up practice 7 this morning, so we're coming along nicely, in the midst of spring ball, like you said. And, coming in last year and being a true freshman and kind of being thrown in the fire and learning a new offense, a high-level offense for the first time, it's not the easiest thing in the world, but I applied myself and embraced it and learned it. And I was, comparing, this year to kind of last year and how I felt, how the team felt, selfishly and selfishly too, with me, and then also the offense and the team as a whole. And, we're really just continuing to climb in the right direction. And I'm not just saying that because, you asked me the question. Like, I genuinely feel that way. And just, watching the tape from, this morning and previous practices, and then going back to last year, something I do often, going back to last year and watching practice 7 of last year as opposed to 7 of this year. And it's just like, man, we're firing on all cylinders, like we're rolling. So we just continue to get better each and every day. And I'm blessed to be a part of it. Not everybody gets to do something as special as this. And I'm blessed to be able to go out there and do it.
So one thing we were talking about right before we started recording here was the fact that this would be the first time in a while that you've had the same offense, like same offensive coordinator. High school, when we covered you, I think you had 4 OCs, right?
Yep, 4 OCs, 3 head coaches. I moved houses at transferred high schools, and like 3 strength coaches. So
yeah, and so the comfort factor has got to be higher, right? Being able to do the same stuff basically for 2 years in a row.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. It's I was kind of taken back the other day. I'm going through. I studied the script and the plays and everything, and I'm going through and I'm checking off like, good, I got it. And I get to the end, I'm like, oh, I'm good. Like, let's roll. I'm ready for practice. Yeah. And that was a feeling that I haven't felt in a while, and that's the definition of the process. It's supposed to be like that. You got to apply yourself and you got to embrace that, because once you learn it, you're not going to forget it. It's the language. It's engraved in your brain because you're watching so much tape during the season, during the off season, as like right now during spring ball. So, and that's not me saying, I'm good. That's me saying, like, I'm nowhere near where I want to be. I'm going to continue to get better each and every day. But the process is slowly starting to come along. And I know everybody throws around, the process and everything, but it really is. And it really is the word for it. It takes time, and it's building blocks, and you got to build the foundation on rock. And that's what I've been doing the past year. And I'm excited to keep going. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I was going to ask you about your own individual development. Like, what have you seen aside from just knowledge and that continuity of the offense? How have you seen yourself grow when you look back at the tape from last season or last spring to this spring? And then what do you want to continue progressing in your process on, as whether it's mental stuff, physical things? What's the next step for you?
Yeah. I've gotten a little bit faster too. It's something small that, a lot of people look over, especially at the quarterback position. But I've kind of worked on that during this offseason. And it's not, running back speed, but it's, being quick in the pocket and quick movements and quick footed and things like that this offense requires you to be. And also decision making. I think for me, last year, obviously coming in and learning a new offense, you're thinking about things, you're trying to, work out the details and things. And I think this year, I'm allowed to kind of just, go out there and play a little bit more, just because I've been in the system for a year and I actually have some stability, which is great. So
it looks like that you guys, from what some of the other guys in media settings have said, have like a good camaraderie, rapport within that quarterback room. And obviously there's some differences, right? Like, Zeb is now a coach.
Yeah.
Again, Jason is at Virginia Tech. You add Spencer to the mix. Luke's back. You're back. Tell us a little bit about just how that quarterback room is as far as how you guys push each other.
Yeah, and I haven't been anywhere, so I don't know if I can say this, but I really don't think it, I'm sure most places have a relationship like this, but we really do have, a tight, close relationship. And the fact that we want to see each other get better when we compete against each other, it's going to get hard at times, but we really do root for each other and want to compete against each other, which, makes us all better. And like you said, like we still are all in contact with each other. Like we all have a group chat, with JB and Zeb and Luke and Spence, and we all still communicate and still talk. And, it's been great having Spencer here for however long he's been here. We've really taken him in, and he's really taken us in too. And so it's just great, to have a group of guys that share the same goals as you do, work as hard as you do, and want to compete against each other as hard as we can compete against each other.
Yeah, no doubt, man. So let's go to something that Shane Beamer has talked about, and that is, I think you hit on it a little bit earlier. He has said that the amount of mental mistakes that he's seen from last spring to this spring, it is way, way less. What do you see? Like just in general, not just your game or when you go back and kind of chart what you're doing, but just even when you're on the sideline, not involved, other guys are out there, what do you see that difference and feel that difference in the comfort level?
Before every practice, we have a team meeting and we address that, those MAs, those mental errors, and we kind of go through, what were they? How can we fix them? And man, I can just remember last year during the spring, like just coming in, and we were still meeting in the indoor, because of COVID and everything, and we were spread out. But I just remember, MEs like up in the high numbers, high numbers, and coming in, in the mornings now, and we'll have days where it's up and down, but just consistently, it's significantly lower than last year. And you start to ask yourself, why is that? Why is it significantly lower than last year? And like I said earlier, I think it just goes back to, we've just been in the offense for a year. A lot of us are starting to get comfortable, but continuing to compete. We're starting to buy in and, continuing to get better each and every day. And Coach Beamer is definitely right about that. We, also from my perspective too, just it's a lot more cleaner. It's a lot faster, more efficient. And I'm excited to be a part of it, and I can't wait to see where this thing goes.
Tell us about Coach Beamer's demeanor. Like you see it, a lot of fans see it in like the press settings, what they see on TV, sidelines during the games. But how is he as a coach to the players in terms of the relationships, his attitude? Does he maybe get after you guys a little bit more than some people may think with how he acts or what he says in practice settings?
Absolutely, but it's needed. You know what I mean? It's not anything that's unnecessary. Coach Beamer does everything right. And we feel his energy every day. He brings the energy every single day to practice, and he lifts us up too. Like I said, people have probably seen clips of him during the season last year, running up and down the sideline and taking his headphones off and cheering and dapping everybody up, and he doesn't change. He stays the same. He's like that during practice when nobody's watching. And we as players appreciate that. It's real, it's genuine, and we feel that during practice, and it elevates our game. You know what I mean? You might have some coaches at other places where, you get to game day and they just act one way, and then in practice they act another way. Well, we're pretty fortunate with Coach Beamer. He's one way all the time. And, we're appreciative of that. And we definitely feel that, and it elevates our game during practice as well. We can definitely feel that energy.
So with spring, there's, some time for guys to develop, yourself, your teammates. Putting you on the spot a little bit, but shout out some of the guys that you've seen take maybe a big leap from last spring or even last season. And it can be a newcomer like Juice, Antoine Wells, a guy we've heard some good things about, or it can be somebody that was on the team last year. Who's some guys that stick out to you?
There's so many that I can name right now. Juice definitely coming in has done a really good job for us, and just learning the offense and executing it. I mean, there's so many more other guys I can name. Hank, Donovan Westmoreland, there's so many more guys that I can go on and on and on. It's really everybody too. It's not just, you know, a specific group of guys. You know, I'm just hitting on those guys just because they're newer. And I remember coming in with a new offense, or, you know, them learning a new defense. It's not the easiest thing in the world. So being able to do what they've done so far in spring has been great. And the guys that have been here for, you know, a while, a year, 2 years, 3 years, like myself. There's a lot of guys too that have continued to take leaps and bounds this offseason, and just continue to get better each and every day. And like I said, man, there's everybody on the team. I'm serious when I say that, like, has gotten better in something and has taken that next step that is required of us, you know, to get to where we want to go. So I'm just really proud of the guys for doing that. And like I said, just blessed to be able to go out there and get better with them.
Yeah, good stuff, man. So we sit here right at the end of March, spring game, a little over 2 weeks away, April 16th. But we have actually at Garnet Trust partnered up with you for something really cool I'm excited about. Football is a lot of fun. So is playing music, listening to music. We both like that stuff. We like some of the same music, which is cool. But you are going to do something that I think is pretty unique in the NIL space. For those that are watching, I'm going to put this up. We're partnering up with Colten to do what I think is the first ever NIL live virtual concert. It's going to be on Saturday, April 9th. Colt has practice that morning, jack of all trades, practice that morning, and then he's going to rest up and play a little virtual concert on a platform, the Garnet Trust Jam with Colten Gauthier, Saturday, April 9th at 7 o'clock Eastern. Colt, what do you think about that, man? Excited about the concert? Tell us a little bit about it.
I think you nailed it on the head, man. Just the uniqueness of it, and I don't want to, you know, put the spotlight on me too much and say this is the greatest thing of all time. But for me, this is really a dream come true in a way, you know, on a smaller scale, just because it's just two worlds colliding between football and music, which have been my two loves of my life for literally as long as I can remember. And I think this is just a really great opportunity for me and a really great example of how you can use yourself and use your name now as a college athlete. There's just so many doors and so many opportunities and unique ways to use yourself, to market yourself, just like this. You know, like you said, I think this is the first concert NIL deal I can think of. But, you know, I'm excited to kind of, you know, represent, you know, myself and the university and just do something that's real special. And just have a good time, man, and just enjoy it. You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing. Just have fun and enjoy it. And I feel blessed to be able to do this opportunity. I appreciate you guys over there at Garnet Trust.
Absolutely, man. So, yeah, we're excited to see it. I want to get you to kind of give us a little bit of a preview of it. I know we were talking about it before we recorded. You might have some surprises, some things you're working on. You don't need to post the set list for everybody. I'll get you to go into that in a little bit, but just to tell the fans and the listeners here kind of how this is going to work, jam.garnettrust.com, just an easy way to get to the ticketing site. This is going to be done on the Stage It platform. Some of you may be familiar with that. We did a charity concert with Patrick Davis during the pandemic at some point through the Stage It platform. You go on there, you buy your tickets. Tickets are limited, so go scoop them up right now. You buy your tickets. That'll get you access to the virtual concert. It'll be about 30 minutes. And you can also, in addition to your ticket, you can leave tips. None of the money is going back to Garnet Trust. It's definitely not going in Chris's pockets. Colten gets to be the beneficiary of the tickets and any tips that are given during the concert as well. So pretty cool deal. But yeah, tell us a little bit. Can you give us any hints or sneak peeks at maybe what you got planned?
Absolutely. You know, as a lot of people know, diehard South Carolina Gamecock fans and fans of the university and the music industry know that, you know, Darius Rucker went here for some time. So we're definitely going to be doing a couple of Darius Rucker songs. It's going to be me and my buddies who play in a band, play local bars around here. Nick Stone and the Swifty Hunchbacks is the band name. It consists of Nick, Manning Feldner, and Mike Keiko. So we're all going to get up there. And it's going to be, you know, it's not just going to be me. We're going to make sure this thing is, you know, as professional as possible. You know, I don't want to do it in my living room with just me and, you know, acoustic guitar with no singing because I don't sing, unfortunately. I can play guitar though. So I've been working these details out for some time, so we're gonna do the best we can and make this thing just professional and smooth and as fun as possible. And play a couple of those Darius Rucker songs for you guys. I think that's gonna be great. It's gonna be a great time.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. So this is not a Seven Dust vibe? No Seven Dust this show? No?
Not yet, but we will get to that stuff pretty soon. I play all kinds of stuff on guitar. I can play country. I can get into the Seven Dusts and the Dirty Honeys and the Slash and Guns N' Roses and all that stuff. I venture off into all trees of music. I'm not just one particular genre of music. I think that's the great thing about music is music. There's a genre of music for everything, every emotion that you feel, every mood, every vibe, everything you can think of. And I'm a fan of all music personally. I like literally all kinds of music. So, but yeah, we'll save the other genres for another day. We'll do that another day.
All right. Sounds good, man. So yeah, Colten Gauthier, busy man in the middle of spring football, getting ready for the first ever Garnet Trust Jam with Colten Gauthier. Again, that is Saturday, April 9th, 7 p.m. Get your tickets. A cool way to support Colten with what he's doing with the guys he's playing music with and get exclusive access to a really cool virtual concert, jam.garnettrust.com. Make sure you get your tickets and check it out. Colten, appreciate the time again, man. This has been fun learning about everything that you got going on, and best of luck throughout spring practice. We'll see you on April 9th.
Appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the fans too. Thank you guys.